Hello friends, welcome to the second card. Alright, so we are working with this fun paper. I love this paper. Love, 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 love. It is so cool. It is a Star Dream paper, but it's kind of in the bronze tones. I would say it has maybe a pink shimmer in it. Iridescent. It's very cool. I really like it. So we're going to be playing around with this. I've pre-cut some holes in the front of this card. And the thing that you will need is a black pen. That is really the only thing that I obviously did not provide in the kit. If you just have a plain Jane this guy pen, totally fine, not a problem. I am going to use a black gel pen, specifically my black glaze pen. If you happen to have one, then you can have that too. Yay! But if you do not, you're not missing out. It is okay. Your pens will work fine. However, there is a little bit of a situation here, and that is that some pens will not dry on this paper. So I'm going to warn you of that right now. So in order to figure out if your pen dries on this paper, I know my pen's going to take longer to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this now. But you're going to go ahead and draw a line and a little circle down here in the kind of bottom left corner. And you're going to wait until you think that it is dry, and then you can tap it and then lift your finger up to see if it is dry. I happen to know my pen is not dry yet, but that's okay. So if you find that your pen is not dry, that it's not drying at all, then you can pick a different pen and then do the same thing. The reason I'm doing this little line and this little circle, oh, I'm sorry, you probably cannot even see what I'm doing here. Line a little circle, is because then it's gonna match the theme of our card, don't worry. But also you are going to you're gonna be able to see if your pens are gonna work for this card or not, because this paper has a bit of a finish on it, and some pens just never dry on this paper. So once you feel like your pen is dry, again, you can just kind of tap it and lift your finger up and say, oh, yep, didn't transfer, we're good to go. And then you can go ahead and continue. So the other thing that you are going to need is a ruler or a straight edge of some kind. And when I say straight edge of some kind, I am literally talking about even just like a random old piece of chipboard laying around. As long as there's one edge is straight, that totally counts as a straight edge for this purpose. I'm going to actually just grab a ruler that I have laying around, so I'm going to do that. All right, here we go. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to line up with underneath these little circles here, the big circles only, and we're going about halfway across the circle. Okay, I'm actually going to open this up a little bit so that you can actually see what I'm talking about here. All right, that way you can actually see a little bit better, guys. So I'm going to cover up the half of the big circle. See this big circle? Covering it up halfway. And I'm going to go a straight line. I'm going to draw a line that's straight down from the middle of that circle, okay? And I'm just going to draw straight down to the bottom there. All right. Okay. We're going to do the same for all of the large circles there. There's one there. And, oh, my pen smeared just a little bit. Not a problem. I'll thicken my line a little bit on that guy. Sometimes that happens. I guess supposedly with the glaze pen also happens quite a bit. If you're worried about it happening again with your pen smearing, you can wait just a moment, dry a little bit, and then lift straight up. Okay, so you should have just three little stems. We're going to call them stems, okay, because they're little nodding flowers. All right. Now we're going to go in and we're going to add our little poofs. And our little poofs and fun little guys are going to be all of these little things, and you have 9 of them. So you can basically just kind of glue them down wherever you would like. They're just kind of floating around. We want them to kind of touch a little bit. That might be kind of fun. Oops. Or maybe you want them to all be separate. There's lots of little things that you can do there to make it kind of fun and funky. Okay, I'm probably going to do something kind of like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue those down. Oops. Oh, they're going to move, that's okay. La la la. Gonna just glue them down. It can be totally random. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll just go with the flow here. I'm going to cross over some of the little lines that I just drew, that's totally fine. The idea is that these little pieces are just kind of floating around. Okay, so that's what we've ended up with so far. All right. Wait, are there 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, there are 9. Yay. All right, now we also have this fun little ribbon here. Oh my gosh, I love this ribbon so much. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. It just matches so beautifully with this card. So beautifully. Okay, so but next we are actually going to be gluing this kind of, it's actually a linen finish ivory paper. It's a lightweight, so it's a text-weight paper. We're actually going to be adhering that on the inside. I'm going to recommend double-sided tape for that. And you don't need very much, just, you know, a line of double-sided tape on each side. And then you can put it in. I'm going to use double-sided tape instead of glue because I don't want the glue to warp the paper. And then as I lay this paper in, I'm going to give myself an 1/8 of an inch border on all 4 sides. Okay. As we close it, now those other all those other dots are now also white too. Isn't that cool how that kind of worked out? So it looks like they're kind of spaced out a little weird, but as you close it, it looks like they're totally even polka dots. Isn't that fun? I like how that turned out a lot. Okay, and now the fun part, you guys, adding texture. Yes! I love adding textures and patterns. It makes me so happy. Okay, so what we're going to do first is quick little polka dots. So you're just going to use your pen and just fill your little space with little dots. If you're going to be doing dots at home and you don't have this pen, it's totally fine. You can just do your tiny little dots. You're probably not going to get really nice, crisp round dots unless you kind of take a moment and just kind of draw tiny little itty bitty dots in there. People that kind of do this kind of a thing, sometimes, you know, people are really happy with how that comes out, but sometimes it's hard to control where that dot lands, and the dot can end up more like a line rather than a dot. And so people are like, well, it saves time. I'm like, it might save time, but it might not look as good. You can get that kind of quickness kind of motion with a pen like this. This is a gel pen, but it's a glaze pen. The dot, it's what I refer to as a very juicy gel pen. And so you get these nice, consistent, beautiful dots. Okay, so that's what we kind of created. This fun little kind of texture. It's not perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect. And that's kind of the point. All right, now I'm going to go into one of these open ones. I'm going to pick this one right here in the middle. So you have like one at the bottom, a big circle at the top that's kind of cut out, and then one on this kind of, it's not in the middle, but it's on the open side here. That's the one I'm going to go with first here. What I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to draw some straight lines in it like this. And I'm just going to kind of do several of them. And I'm going to tell you right now, I hope they're not perfect. All right, and we're going to go all the way to the edge. Okay. As you open it up, you've created this awesome, fun circle on the inside. Oh, isn't that cool? I love that so much. Okay, then on the other one over here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the lines again. But this time, we're going to go the opposite direction here as well. And you're welcome to get your lines kind of close together, not too close that they're blending, but again, we're going all the way to the edge so that it kind of creates that circle shape as we open it up. So these are the 2 ones we have so far. Aren't those so cool? I love them. And then the last open one down here, we're going to do the dots again, just like we did up here. Okay, same little dots. And we're going to go all the way to the edge and go all the way around, and this is going to make it so that it gives the shape of the circle. Because we're not tracing the circle, we're not tracing it, we're just adding the fun little textures in there, and I'm really happy with that. I think it just looks so cool. Okay, so now the rest of your little dots here, you're going to leave, I recommend at least leaving at least a few of them solid, because then the ribbon makes sense with the solid little circles on it, but you can do some more textures on some of these other ones, and again, they don't have to be perfect, you can make them kind of wiggly on purpose. We're going to try and keep only on the paper and not on the base of the card, only on the ivory there. And let's see what other kind of fun texture we want to do. Oh, let's see here, maybe we'll do some fun little swirl. A little swirly guy. And, oh, let's see. Oh, I'll do this kind of cross hatching again on this one. if you're using a glaze pen, just make sure you don't put your hand in that pen because it is not going to be dry yet. Okay. All right. Oh, I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do some kind of a larger polka dots, I think. I always kind of think it's kind of fun when kind of some of the polka dots kind of go off the edge a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to show you up close what we've kind of done here. Ah, yes, I love it. I love texture. It just makes me so happy. And just black and white together, so cool. Oh, I love the inside. I love it. Oh my gosh, so fun, you guys. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be adhering our ribbon. So there are a couple different ways that you can adhere this ribbon for this card. So you can open this up and you can actually slice with an X-Acto knife an edge right here in the crease of your paper right here, and then that way and then actually feed the ribbon through, tie it around, and then bring it and tie it to the front. So we're actually feeding it through, so then it actually crosses like this on the front of your card. Now I'm not going to do that just because I don't want to slice into the edge of my paper, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do it this way. I like this way because there's already the up and down movement on the card of the little lines, like the little plants are kind of growing, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue with that same direction, and I'm going to tie my ribbon here. I'm going to do it kind of on the left side there. Oh, let's see if I can get a little bow. We just need to be a little bow, friends. Sorry, I'm pleading with my ribbon here to please give me enough for a little bow. Nope. It's gonna have to be a knot. Maybe you guys have enough for a bow, but I do not. Alright, so I'm just gonna tie a nice little knot there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and with my scissors kind of trim my little ends at a nice little angle so that way they're not floppy hanging down. They're nice and tight and short like that. And any little fibers hanging off, you can go ahead and trim those. Oh, I like how this one is landing on that little circle. I think that's really nice and fun. Oh, guys, I love this card. I love this. This just makes me so happy. I love this ribbon with this card. Oh, this just is so pleasing to me. So pleasing. Okay, so you may have heard already, but that card, I did these ones already last night, and it did not go well. I was very displeased. So now I am way pleased. And I also love right here how it's kind of hiding over that. Oh, halfway. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm just very, very tickled. It turned out great. Yay! Alright, you guys, thanks for joining me for the cards today. Have a fun rest of your day. Enjoy your modern cards. I'm going to call them modern textured cards, modern funky cards, modern art deco. Let's call them modern art deco. Modern Ellie? I don't know. We'll call them modern cards. Alright, guys. See you later.